It's snowing on Raton. Come on in, I'll be through them hills and gone.
Townes Van Zandt, Snowin on Raton. This is another great Town song. It's an excellent Travis picking, I'd say a beginner Travis picking song. It's not that difficult. So if you're kind of new to Travis picking, this is a great one to do. I'll add it to my Travis picking playlist that you can click here. So this will be early on in the series, maybe 3 or 4. I'll throw it in there early. But if you're a good player, you can always improve your chops and try singing along with it and all that. So a great Townes tune. Stuart requested it, so it goes out to you, Stu, as well as others who, I think quite a few people have actually asked for the song. It's a good one. And we're going to do it. Capo's on the 2nd fret. It's very, D, A, G. That's it, the whole song for you songwriters, right? Little composition study thing. There's a cool little songwriting trick at the end of the song that I talk about at the end of the video. And also, I will link, there's no cover version here, so if you want to hear me doing the entire song, me and Andrea have already done it. Click here. He's got a great channel too, so check out his channel. Great covers and original songs and stuff. Let's get to it. You're going to notice I'm an editing genius because I'm actually doing this intro days after I recorded all the guitar parts, but I'm seamless. I just simply always wear the same dirty old clothes. They're not dirty. I'm not dirty. They're clean. But the rotation, you have favorites and you keep the rotation. Same hat. This is my dad's old hat. I'm an editing genius just by wearing the same clothes all the time. It's called minimalism. Look into it. My life isn't minimal at all, though. There's stuff all over the place. I have dirty socks all over the place. I need to minimize. Help me. If you have minimal tips, comment below, but no one cares about that. Townes Van Zandt, Snowin on Raton. Let's do it. All right, Capo 2, remember? First measure. The pattern's a little bit different here, and then it kind of locks in place. So the thumb's doing some odd stuff on this first measure just to give some variety. Cool little intro Townes does. Very simple, though. It is the 4th string, 2nd string. Oh, sorry, we got just a D major chord. 4th string, then the thumb does the 2nd string. Right, rare for that to happen. Then 5th string, and then to the 3rd. And then right after the 3rd, you hit and on the 1st string. I'm using my middle finger. So the strings are 4, 2, 5, 3, 1. Thumb, 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 and 1, 2, 3, 4, and. The rest of the intro is this measure 3 times. So let me show it to you. Measure 2, 3, and 4 are going to be this. I've still got that D chord. It's thumb, thumb, and. So it's 4th string, 3rd, and then the and is the index finger on the 2nd string. Then our thumb goes to the 5th string. So before we do all of it, we've got a 3-note thumb pattern. 4, 3, 5, 3. And this is great. If you're not good at this technique, it happens pretty much the entire song where we have these 3-note patterns on these chords. And if you are good at that stuff, well, we're just going to get better at it. So here's the whole measure. And our pattern is 4, 3, 2, 5, 1, 3, 2. Thumb, thumb, and thumb, and thumb, and. So again, we got thumb on 5, thumb on 4. And then right away, we got the index finger on the 2nd string. Then we have 5, 1 with your middle, 3rd string with your thumb, 2nd string with your index. So the second half of that measure, 5, 1, 3, 2, thumb, and thumb, and. And he does that 3 times. And that's the intro, and then he starts singing. I caught a little something at the end of the intro that I didn't notice before. He doesn't play the and beat in that 4th measure. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Just to give a little pause, there's no and on the 4th beat. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Then we go to the A chord. And well, let's talk about that. We start the verse on an A chord, 5 chord in the key of D. A couple of different things happening here. On the studio version, he's doing 5, 3, 4, 3. But on the live version where he's playing with Blaze Foley, I'm hearing a bit more of the low string. I'm hearing 5, 3, 6, 3. So both are valid. Because I'm not playing with a bass player, if you're playing it solo, I think getting that low note in there is a bit cooler. So that's the way I tabbed it out, but if you like doing it higher, you can do it higher. Both sound cool, both work. So here is the pattern on A. So we've got 5, 3, and as the second string. And then we have 6, 3, and as the second string again. And then the second time there's a little more interest. Starts the same, 5, 3, 2, 6, and we hit an open string in between the 6 and the 3, but then the and's on the second string. So those measures are almost identical with the exception of adding that high E in there. So from the beginning of the verse, we have thumb, thumb, and thumb, thumb, and thumb, thumb, and thumb, and thumb, and that's your bar of A. And then the second half goes back to the D, but it's the exact same pattern we did for the intro. So that whole part, well, the winds don't blow in Amarillo. Same thing, I believe. So we did that A to D. It happens again, A, same pattern. A little bit busier the second time to the D. But check this out, measure, where am I, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's not D again, instead we have 1, 2, and, so it starts the same, right? 4, 3, 2. But check this out, then he does a little fill. He hammers open to 2 on the 6th string, and then he hits the 5th string open. So O, 2, open on the 5th. And it's just a little walk that takes us up to the G. So from that D, sorry. Then we go into the G. Simple but effective little hammer-on walk. Like I said before, there are lots of different guitar parts happening in this song. So that may not be exactly what you're hearing on the recording because there's overdubbed guitars. So I'm just trying to... It's hard to hear exactly what, the main guitar that Townes is playing is doing. But I'm giving you kind of a simplified version. I listened to some live versions, and that's kind of what I've come to. But if there's another cool little fill you're hearing, put it in there. Then we go to a G chord. Similar pattern. We have 6, 3, and the and's on the second string. 6, 3, and with my index. Then we have 4, 3, and is again the index of the second string. So the thumb pattern is just 6, 3, 4, 3, with those ands on the second string. 6, 3, and 4, 3, and the second measure 14 is a little bit busier. We have 6, 2, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2. So the counts are 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and. So the strings are 6, 2 with the index, 3, 2 with the index. That's that first half. And the second half is just thumb, thumb, and. So the tricky part to this is always knowing, I'm going to squash to see you. It's just kind of getting the rhythm in your head, knowing when the note is syncopated and when it isn't. But otherwise, the pattern isn't that hard, right? So let's put those two together. Sometimes playing 2 in a row gives you a feel of the groove a little bit better, where you're just going to kind of hear it instead of count it. So we got boom, 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 boom. So it's kind of straight and simple. Right, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4, and. This is a cool pattern, super cool, a cool pattern. I've talked about this before, I come up with dumb, childish sentences to help me, whatever pops in your head, make it about food, make it dumb. But that can help you sometimes when you put words to a rhythm, then your brain remembers it as opposed to remembering da, do, dee, do, dee, do, da, do, dee, do, dee. If you have a dumb sentence, you remember it easier. Good news is we go right back to that exact same D pattern the whole time. So if we go back to 13 from that G with the lyrics. Shall I cast my dreams upon your love, babe? And then, and hide beneath. I'm gonna lean forward right into you. We stay on the D chord here. Same pattern, right? And hide beneath. Oh, and then we transition. So I guess one note is different. So I don't know if you caught that. So we're on the D. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. So he lifts up that last note, right? Instead of playing the 3rd fret of the D, he lifts it early, which anticipates the G, because he's going into the G chord. And here it's only one measure of it. Just 6, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2. Like we did earlier. 6, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2. And then we go back to a D. And here, there's several guitars on this recording. There's all sorts of like hammer-ons that second guitars are doing. Here I incorporated it into the little run here. And you can do this whenever you want as an addition, but I'm definitely hearing it in this passage. So it's just 4, and then I'm hammering on the 3rd string. It's a D chord. I'm lifting that first finger and hammering it down. So 4, hammer on 3, open to 2. Then I'm hitting the 5th string, followed by the 1st. Then 3rd, 3rd, and then 2nd with my index. 4, hammer on 3, 5, 1, 3, 2. 4, hammer 3, 5, 1, 3, 2. And as usual, you know, bob your head, tap your foot, thumb, 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 and thumb, and. So that's a great tip. If I'm bobbing my head and going slow, then I always know that's where my thumb is. A common beginner mistake, and even not a beginner's mistake, you know, a more advanced player mistake, learning a hard song, right? We have the same problem. We're also human. We're human too. But if it's a difficult passage, sometimes your thumb wants to play on the and beat and not on the proper one. So just get your head bob going and know that your thumb is only on your head bob. And if you're not on the head bob, it must mean it's another finger. And so after that hammer, we'll play it one more time here. And then he does the D that we've always done. 4, 3, 2, 5, 1, 3, 2. And again, if you want, you can... Sorry. Yeah, you can add that hammer anywhere you want in the song, really, if you like the sound of that. Let us run through the whole song from the beginning, nice and slow with the lyrics. We're going to do all the way from the top until we get to the chorus. So let's go slow. 3, 4, big skip to the 2nd string, then the normal pattern. Again, and then no 4th beat. Well, the wind don't blow in Amarillo, and the moon along the Gunnison don't rise. Here's that hammer. Shall I cast my dreams upon your love, babe? Whoops, missed the high note there. And lie beneath. Oh, and you lift the D there, sorry. And lie beneath the laughter of your eyes. Oh, it's snow. And then we have the chorus. The chorus starts on a D, same pattern, snowin', and that's where he lifts it. So it's one of those Ds, right? Thumb, thumb, and thumb, and thumb, and is open. So again, it's we've done this before, but 4, 3, 2, 5, 1, 3, 2 is open, and then to the G, the more simple G, 6, 3, 2, 4. Back to the D we always see. Does it twice. And then an A chord. As usual. Right, 2 A's. The second one's a little bit busier. And then we end on a D. And that is the chorus. I don't think I missed anything there. Sorry, I should probably be wearing glasses. I'm going blind. Not really. I'm not going blind, but I'm getting older is what I'm saying. All right, so let's sing that chorus. 3. It's snowing on Raton. Come morning, I'll be through them hills and gone. Let me go right into another verse. The only thing I didn't really discuss here is I'm playing the A like this. I know a lot of players play it like this. Some people play it like this. As long as you can get a nice clean E, right? Sometimes, I mean, I can bar it and still get that clean E on top. But, you know, just be careful that you're really getting, you know, that open E sound. So however you jump to it, I'm not too picky. Every player's a little bit different. Some people have fat fingers and they don't like trying to wedge all 3 of them in there. Whatever you're comfortable with. We're already there. That's the entire song, pretty much. I mean, there's just the final little ending. We'll talk about that. But verse, I think it's verse, chorus, chorus. Then there's like this interlude verse where there's just instrumental stuff going on. And then a verse and a chorus. I don't know. There's double choruses in there. We'll talk about the end flow. We'll talk about the song flow at the end of this video. But you're doing it. That's it. Let's get to the very ending, and then we'll go over song flow and play through everything nice and slow with the vocals again. But you did it. It's an easy song. See, I told you. Mike's Music Method. We're doing it. So at the end, we tagged the chorus a couple times. We got, I was snowing on Raton. Come morning, I'll be through them hills and gone. Right, that's usually it. Snowing on Raton. D, G, D, A. Come morning, I'll be through them hills and gone. And then at the very end, he tags it. Come morning, I'll be through them hills and... So that's the A. But he interrupts the cadence. Usually A to D is a 5-1. This is a great songwriting trick. Leonard Cohen does it at the end of Bird on a Wire. Oh, such a good trick. So instead of going from 5 to 1, right, that powerful cadence, A to D, right, D, E, F, G, A, 5-1. He interrupts it with a 4. So your ear is hearing, you're waiting for that 1 because he's been giving you the 1 the whole time, but he doesn't do it here, he tricks you. Come morning, I'll be through them hills and gone. And then he gives you the D. So that A is simply interrupted by a G, 6, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2, 6, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2. I think both times it's that simpler pattern at the end. And then then he finally resolves it on the D. Very clever, quite often used songwriting trick. I'm thinking of Bird on the Wire. I probably should have hummed this song before. Like a bird on a wire, like a drunk in a midnight choir, I've tried in my way to be... And you're expecting the cadence to 1, but he draws it out free. And then the chord ends on 1. So it's hard to tell when you're singing because the vocal note, let's do a theory lesson, why not? Come morning, I'll be through them hills and gone. So he's singing a D, right? The melody note is D. And what's cool about it is, come morning, I'll be through them hills and gone. The note D is in a D chord, right? That's why it normally works throughout the song. Through them hills and gone. A D vocal note on the D chord. But the reason that psych out works, where you like, you do the jive move, is G. A G chord also has a D in it. So he sings the same note and your ear is expecting the chord to resolve, but it doesn't. Come morning, I'll be through them hills and gone. So the melody note D is in the G chord, right? That note, gone. It's an excellent move. I'm very excited about the move. I don't know if you guys are, but it's a deceptive cadence. Normally the deceptive cadence, normally it goes up to the 6th chord, but here he's like prolonging the cadence by dropping it down to a 4. For any theory nerds out there, if this trick has a word, let me know. I'd love to know what you call this. Or is it still just a deceptive cadence? Let me know, theory nerds. Get on it. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. Otherwise, that's a song. Let's do it slow. You guys are great. All of it from the top, nice and slow. 3, 4. I'll bid these goodbye. You cannot steal them. You cannot turn the circles of the sun. Well, you cannot count the miles until you feel them. Oh, you cannot hold a lover that is gone. Stay on the snowin on Raton. Come morning, I'll be through them hills and gone. Let's do another chorus and we'll end it. It's snowing on Raton. Come morning, I'll be through them hills and gone. Yeah, and honestly, it's good to know the pattern and have it all down, but it's a really kind of easy song to just wing, you know. I'll bid these goodbye. You cannot steal them. You cannot turn the circles of the sun. It's a pretty forgiving song. You cannot count the miles until you feel them. You cannot hold a lover that is gone. It's snowing on Raton. If I can remember the chords. Come morning, I'll be through them hills and gone. All sorts of things and liberties you could take with this tune. So go play it for someone, have fun with it. Comment below, let me know how it went. Easy, hard, having fun with it. What town song should I do next? Alright, until next time. Mike's Music Method.